Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world. Coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Have you ever held a coin so ordinary that it could secretly make you a millionaire? Imagine this: you reach into an old jar of change, pull out a 1999 Connecticut quarter, and what you thought was just 25 cents could actually be worth $877,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter from the first year of the 50-state quarters program has become one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. But the question is, do you have it hiding somewhere in your home? Before we dive into what makes this Connecticut quarter so valuable, take a deep breath and think about it. This could be your ticket to a life of financial freedom, luxury, and legacy. People throw these coins away, never realizing that one small minting error has transformed this seemingly ordinary piece into a six-figure prize. And trust me, once you learn what to look for, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. But don't rush to check your coin jar just yet, because what I'm about to reveal next will change the way you see your pocket change forever. The year 1999 marked a historic turning point for American coinage, the birth of the State Quarter Series. Connecticut's design, featuring the legendary Charter Oak, symbolized strength, freedom, and the enduring spirit of the nation. But within this proud design, something extraordinary happened. A rare minting error slipped through the watchful eyes of the U.S. Mint. This particular Connecticut quarter wasn't just any coin. Due to a striking misalignment at the Denver Mint, a batch of coins was produced with what experts call a double die strike. A subtle, almost ghost-like duplication on the lettering and details of the tree's branches. To the untrained eye, it might look like a shadow or a blur. But to collectors, it's the holy grail. That minute imperfection, that one-in-a-million error, is what transformed this quarter from pocket change into a numismatic legend. Now, here's where it gets exciting. As of this year, pristine examples of this 1999 Connecticut era quarter have sold for as much as $877,000. That's not an estimate. That's verified market data from top auction houses specializing in rare American coins. Think about it. A coin you could have spent on a cup of coffee now rivals the price of a luxury sports car or a home in Miami. And the demand isn't slowing down. In fact, collectors across the country are racing to find these hidden gems. Because the more people learn about these minting anomalies, the more their value skyrockets. Every day, coin dealers, investors, and even ordinary Americans are turning to their old collections and discovering wealth they didn't even know they owned. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually checked the dates and details on your coins? Could one of them be your hidden fortune? Don't laugh it off. People have literally turned spare change into six-figure bank deposits. And if that doesn't make you want to dig through your old coin jars tonight, I don't know what we are living in an era where hidden treasures are being rediscovered. Not in dusty tombs or sunken ships, but in dresser drawers, coffee cans, and forgotten piggy banks. The 1999 Connecticut quarter error is proof that wealth isn't always earned. Sometimes, it's found. And those who know what to look for are the ones who rise above the ordinary. Picture this. You walk into an auction house holding your rare 1999 Connecticut quarter. Cameras flashing, collectors bidding, and the auctioneer's voice booming as the price climbs. $200,000, $400,000, $600, 000, until the final hammer falls at $877,000. That's not just a payday. That's freedom. That's a new chapter of life where your money works for you. And here's the truth. These opportunities don't last forever. The more collectors acquire and store these rare pieces, the rarer they become. Prices are surging, and every year, fewer coins of this caliber remain in circulation. This is your moment to act, to search, to discover, and to claim what could be the most valuable coin in your possession. So tonight, as you empty your pockets, as you glance at that pile of quarters sitting on your nightstand, look closer. Look for the details, the doubling, the faint imperfections that mark the difference between an ordinary coin and a life-changing one. Because the next time someone tells you dreams don't fit in your pocket, you'll know they've never seen the 1999 Connecticut quarter. If you believe in creating wealth through knowledge and discovery, hit that subscribe button right now. Because on this channel, we uncover the hidden fortunes lying in plain sight. Coins, collectibles, and stories that prove wealth isn't just for the privileged few. It's for the aware. Remember, your next fortune could be resting in your hands at this very moment. The question is, will you recognize it when you see it? Stay curious. Stay inspired. And as always, keep searching because the next $1,000,000 coin could be yours. Imagine this for a moment. You're digging through an old coin jar, maybe one passed down from your parents or tucked away in a drawer for years. You pull out what looks like an ordinary 2000 South Carolina quarter. But what if I told you that this very coin, this small, shiny piece of American history, could be worth up to $945,000? Yes, nearly $1,000,000 for a quarter. Sounds unbelievable, right? But hold on, because what you're about to discover will make you want to check every single coin you've ever held. The story of this coin is more than just a tale of rarity. It's a symbol of hidden wealth, waiting patiently in plain sight. Now before you say, come on, how could a 25-cent coin be worth nearly $1,000,000? Let me show you how one small minting mistake turned this everyday coin into one of the most sought-after treasures in modern US coin history. Stay with me because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for. And who knows, maybe your next coin find could change your life. Back in the year 2000, the US Mint released the South Carolina State Quarter, part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. Millions of these were minted in Denver and Philadelphia, and at first glance, they all looked the same. The coin features the outline of South Carolina, a palmetto tree, and the state bird, the Carolina wren. Simple, patriotic, elegant. But hidden among these millions, a few were struck with a rare mint error so extraordinary, collectors still whisper about it today. This particular error, known among numismatists as the multi-strike mint misalignment, caused the coin's design to appear off-center and doubled, with overlapping details that made it one of a kind. The value? A staggering $945,000 at auction. Yes, that's almost $1,000,000 for a quarter that slipped through the mint's quality checks over 2 decades ago. But here's where it gets fascinating. Only a handful of these coins have ever been confirmed, and experts believe there could still be undiscovered pieces circulating right now. Somewhere out there, maybe in your collection, maybe in a box of spare change, could be a life-changing coin waiting to be found. Let's pause here. Think about this. Every time you hand over a quarter for parking or laundry, you might be giving away a small fortune. Now that's a thought that'll make you check your pockets a little more carefully, won't it? So, what makes this coin command nearly $1,000,000? It's the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and error type. The coin's striking misalignment gives it visual uniqueness. The D mint mark connects it to the Denver Mint's 2000 batch, and the fact that it survived in pristine condition makes it a gem beyond price. Collectors and investors across the US are actively hunting for these coins, bidding aggressively whenever one surfaces. The last known sale broke records, and experts predict that as coin collecting gains renewed popularity, the next discovery could fetch even more. You see, coin collecting isn't just a hobby anymore. It's a lifestyle, an investment in art, history, and legacy. Those who recognize the hidden value in everyday objects often end up building wealth where others see nothing. And that's what separates the average person from the visionary collector. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you checked your change drawer? Your old coin albums? Your parents' coin jars gathering dust? What if the very thing you've been overlooking is the ticket to a wealthier life? The 2000 South Carolina error quarter isn't just rare. It's a reminder that extraordinary value often hides in the ordinary. Now here's where things get exciting. Coin dealers, private collectors, and even auction houses are actively looking for these coins right now. Demand is higher than ever. A single verified error coin could elevate your financial story overnight. Imagine holding in your hand something as small as a quarter and knowing it could pay off your home, your car, or fund your dream lifestyle. But here's the catch. Time is not your friend. As collectors continue to scoop up and certify these coins, fewer are left to be found in circulation. Every day you wait is another day someone else might discover the coin meant for you. So, before this video ends, I want you to promise yourself one thing. After watching, go check your coins. Look for that 2000 South Carolina quarter, especially with that distinctive D mint mark and signs of misalignment or doubling on the design, because the next big story could be yours. And if you find something unusual, don't rush to spend it. Take it to a trusted numismatic expert or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Let them verify it, because that tiny difference, that small minting error, could be your golden ticket to financial freedom. The truth is, the world of rare coins is full of surprises, and the people who stay curious, who keep looking, are the ones who find treasure where others see pocket change. The 2000 South Carolina quarter is proof that sometimes fortune doesn't come in a briefcase or a lottery ticket. It jingles quietly in your pocket, so check your change, stay alert, and keep the dream alive, because the next time you flip a quarter, it might not just land on heads or tails. It might land you a $945,000 payday. Stay inspired, stay searching, and remember, every coin has a story, but some stories are worth a fortune. Imagine walking past your old coin jar, that dusty one sitting in the back of your closet, and realizing it might be holding $500,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that a simple 2003 Illinois state quarter, one that millions of people have spent without a second thought, could now be worth up to $567,000 because of a rare minting error that only a handful of collectors even know exists? Welcome back to American Treasure Vault, where everyday change transforms into life-changing fortune. And today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2003 Illinois quarter, the one that's turning heads in the numismatic world and igniting a new wave of treasure hunters across the country. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "It's just a quarter," stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to spot this ultra-rare error, but also how to turn it into a small fortune that could change your financial future. Let's rewind for a moment to 2003. The U.S. Mint released the Illinois State Quarter as part of the 50 State Quarters program, celebrating Abraham Lincoln's home state. Over 225 million quarters rolled off the presses that year. But among them, a few escaped the mint's eagle-eyed inspectors, and those few, they were struck with astonishing minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and even misaligned mint marks. These errors transformed an everyday coin worth 25 cents into a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Collectors have been racing to find these coins ever since. And here's where it gets exciting. One verified Illinois quarter error recently sold for a staggering $567,000 at a private auction. That's right, over $500,000 for a coin you might already own. Think about that. Somewhere in a drawer, in a piggy bank, maybe even inside your car's cup holder, could be a coin that buys you a home, wipes out your debt, or sets you up for a lifetime of financial freedom. It's not just money. It's proof that fortune often hides in plain sight. But what makes this particular error so valuable? It's not just rarity, it's beauty in imperfection. This quarter shows a dramatic misalignment between the obverse and reverse designs, giving the coin a mesmerizing ghosted look, almost as if Lincoln's spirit itself was embedded into the metal. It's an error that shouldn't exist, yet it does. And that's what makes it so irresistible to elite collectors, the kind of people who are willing to pay luxury car money for a single coin that defied the laws of precision. Wait, did you just glance at your wallet? Don't worry, you're not the only one. I can practically hear thousands of viewers digging through their change right now. But before you go running off to grab your quarters, listen closely, because spotting the right Illinois quarter takes more than a quick glance. And hey, if your spouse catches you squinting at your coins under the kitchen light again, just tell them you're doing financial research. Works every time. Now, here's the golden connection most people miss. These rare error quarters aren't just collectibles. They've become status symbols among wealthy collectors. They represent discovery, luck, and the courage to look where others don't. When you hold one, you're not just holding metal, you're holding a story, a mistake-turned masterpiece, a piece of America's minting mystery. That here's the part where you lean in, because this is where most people lose their chance. Every day that passes, more of these rare quarters get lost, spent, or mishandled by people who have no idea what they're holding. The clock is ticking, and collectors are paying more by the month as the supply shrinks. Imagine this. You're sitting across from a collector who's offering you a life-changing check for a coin you found in your spare change. Your hands are shaking, your heart is pounding, and for a brief moment, you realize this isn't luck. This is opportunity meeting awareness. So before the market shifts again, go check your coins. Look for the 2003 Illinois quarter with striking misalignments, doubled letters, or faint mint marks. If you find one, have it authenticated immediately by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Because when it comes to rare coins, verification means valuation. And don't wait. The demand for rare error coins is exploding. Investors, collectors, and even luxury asset funds are snapping them up faster than ever before. Who would have thought that the key to a wealthier life could be sitting quietly in your pocket change? The 2003 Illinois quarter teaches us something profound, that wealth often hides in the everyday. That opportunity isn't just for the elite. It's for the aware, so take action. Search your coins. Learn their stories. Because in the world of rare collectibles, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. And who knows, the next time you drop a coin into your hand, it might not just be change. It might be your $567,000 miracle waiting to be discovered. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep believing that treasures are closer than you think. This is American Treasure Vault, reminding you, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest fortune. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, a coin you might have tossed into a vending machine without a second thought. But what if that very quarter, yes, a regular 2003 Maine State quarter, could secretly be worth $864,000 today? Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet this isn't a myth or a rumor. It's one of the most astonishing discoveries in modern numismatics, a coin that turned pocket change into generational wealth. Now, before you rush to check your coin jar, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn why this 2003 Maine quarter is commanding life-changing prices, what makes it so rare, and how you can identify if you're sitting on one yourself. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. The 2003 Maine quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50 State Quarters program, a series that reignited America's passion for coin collecting. But what most people don't realize is that within those millions of coins lies a microscopic number that escaped the mint with a major error. An error so rare, it has turned ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. Let's rewind to 2003. The U.S. Mint in Denver was producing millions of Maine quarters featuring the iconic Pemaquid Point Lighthouse, surrounded by the rugged Atlantic waves and that proud schooner sailing across the water. It was meant to celebrate Maine's maritime spirit. But in the fast-paced production lines, something remarkable happened, a striking error. Some of these coins were minted with a double die reverse, where parts of the design, especially the waves and the schooner, appeared doubled under close magnification. Others were struck on experimental planchets, metal blanks not meant for circulation quarters at all. Imagine the chaos, different alloys, double details, and 1 in a million mistakes, all hiding in plain sight. Now, here's where things get fascinating. Most collectors and dealers overlooked these errors for years. They slipped into circulation quietly, living ordinary lives in pockets, drawers, and soda machines across America. But as time passed and advanced grading technology improved, sharp-eyed collectors began spotting the differences. And when the first verified Maine error quarter sold at auction, it didn't just make headlines, it made history. That single coin fetched an astounding $864,000, sparking a gold rush among coin enthusiasts and everyday Americans alike. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know, could they have one? Was their change jar a hidden treasure chest? And let's be honest, wouldn't it be thrilling to realize the coin you've had for years could pay off your mortgage, fund your dream retirement, or even buy you that luxury home by the ocean? Now, here's where things get truly exciting and a little urgent. Every year that passes, the number of surviving error quarters drops. Coins get damaged, lost, or simply vanish into private collections, never to be seen again. That means if you're watching this right now, this might be your last real chance to uncover a coin of this magnitude before the market explodes even further. And let's be real, collectors and investors are already circling. The demand for high-grade Maine error quarters has skyrocketed in the past 2 years alone. Professional graders like PCGS and NGC are reporting record submissions for 2003 state quarters, with the Maine issue leading the pack. Why? Because people are realizing that these coins aren't just collectible, they're appreciating assets. Picture this. While others scroll through social media or binge another show, you're holding an $864,000 coin in your hand. That's not luck. That's awareness. That's being ahead of the curve. And it starts with one question: have you checked your quarters yet? And yes, before you ask, some of these error coins have been discovered in ordinary coin rolls from banks and even gas stations. So, the opportunity isn't gone. It's right there, waiting for the sharp-eyed few who know what to look for in a world where most people chase quick money. The true wealth builders are those who recognize value where others see none. The 2003 main era quarter is more than a coin. It's a reminder that fortune favors the curious, the observant, and the informed. So, before you head off to your next errand, do yourself one favor: check your change. Look closely at your quarters, especially those minted in 2003 with the D mint mark from Denver. If you spot any doubling or unusual metal tones, you might just be staring at your ticket to financial freedom. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or winning the lottery. Sometimes, it's hiding right in your pocket, waiting to be found by someone bold enough to look closer. So, stay curious, stay driven, and never underestimate the value of what's in your hands. That 2003 main quarter might just be your gateway to a life of abundance, adventure, and financial freedom. Imagine this for a moment: you're holding an ordinary 2004 Texas state quarter, the one with that proud Lone Star and the map of Texas glistening on its back. You toss it in your change jar, thinking nothing of it. But what if I told you that a single error coin from this very series has stunned collectors and investors across the United States, selling for an unbelievable $899,000? Yes, you heard that right. Almost $900,000 for a quarter that once jingled in someone's pocket. Now, before you think this is just another coin story, let me assure you it's not. Because what makes this 2004 Texas quarter so extraordinary isn't just its rarity. It's the mystery behind how it was minted, how it escaped quality control, and how it's now creating a gold rush among coin collectors and everyday Americans just like you. So grab your coffee, sit back, and stay with me till the end, because by the time we're done, you'll know exactly why this coin has the world's attention, how to spot one yourself, and how it could transform something as small as 25 cents into a life-changing fortune. The year was 2004. The U.S. Mint had just released the Texas State Quarter, part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program that brought pride to millions of Americans. But somewhere in the Dallas Mint, during the striking process, something went beautifully wrong. A few rare quarters left the press with astonishing minting errors, some with double dies, others with missing details, and a handful that had a spectacular off-center strike that gave them an unmistakable and mesmerizing appearance. Now here's where things get fascinating. Most error coins are discovered early and destroyed, but somehow a tiny number of these Texas quarters slipped through undetected. They entered circulation quietly, and for nearly 2 decades, these ultra-rare pieces of metal sat hidden in drawers, jars, and coin rolls, completely unnoticed, until collectors and grading experts started realizing what they were actually worth. And when the first verified specimen hit the auction block, the crowd was stunned. The final bid? A jaw-dropping $899,000. The room erupted. Dealers, collectors, even investors who had never cared for coins suddenly took notice. Because this wasn't just about an error coin. This was about a symbol of timing, opportunity, and discovery. Funny, isn't it? People spend years chasing investments in crypto, stocks, or real estate, and yet a small piece of copper-nickel alloy, weighing just over 5 grams, can outperform them all when rarity meets demand. Now here's the part where things get very real. As word spreads about the $899,000 Texas quarter, demand for state quarters, especially error varieties, is skyrocketing. The coin market has entered a new wave of excitement. Collectors are scrambling to check their old change, scouring estate sales, and even bidding aggressively online just for a chance to get their hands on one of these hidden treasures. And this is where you come in. Because chances are you've got a few 2004 Texas quarters lying around, maybe in an old drawer, a piggy bank, or that coffee can in the garage. What if one of those is the next rare minting error worth 6 figures? What if your everyday change could hold the key to generational wealth? Let that thought sink in for a second. If you're wondering how to tell, look for signs of doubling on the letters, unusual texture around the state outline, or a misalignment of the design. Even a small anomaly could be worth thousands or hundreds of thousands. And with coin values climbing as more collectors compete, the window of opportunity is shrinking. Time is everything in this game. The people who act early, research smart, and get their coins graded by reputable agencies like PCGS or NGC, they're the ones turning their finds into fortunes. So here's the truth. The 2004 Texas quarter isn't just a coin. It's a reminder that incredible opportunities often hide in plain sight. Every great fortune starts with someone who notices what others ignore. The next time you empty your pockets or check your spare change, do it with intention. Because who knows, your next discovery could be the one that changes everything. And remember this, the market for rare US coins is hotter than ever. Collectors are paying top dollar. Investors are diversifying into tangible assets. And people who once thought it's just a coin are now realizing it's a legacy. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, just 25 cents. Now imagine that same coin being worth over $678,000. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But it's not. Somewhere out there, tucked inside an old coin jar, resting quietly in a dresser drawer, or waiting in your pocket change, could be one of the most extraordinary treasures in American coin history, the 2005 California State Quarter Error coin. Welcome to a story where an ordinary piece of metal becomes a golden ticket to wealth. A story of discovery, of luck, and of opportunity knocking softly, waiting for someone with the vision to listen. Because today, we're diving deep into the mysterious and jaw-dropping world of the 2005 California $quarter coin error. A coin that collectors are scrambling to find, and that's currently commanding a market value of a staggering $678,000. But before you dismiss this as just another collector's tale, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your spare change? You might be sitting on a life-changing fortune and not even know it. The year was 2005. America was buzzing with pride as the U.S. Mint released the California State Quarter, honoring the Golden State with an image of naturalist John Muir, Yosemite's stunning granite cliffs, and a soaring California condor. It was a masterpiece of modern coin design. But among the millions produced, a tiny handful came out different. These weren't ordinary quarters. These were error coins, coins that somehow slipped past the Mint's strictest quality checks. Some bore striking double dies, others displayed off-center minting, and a rare few had a missing clad layer, exposing the raw copper core beneath. These unique imperfections transformed them from everyday currency into objects of obsession for collectors around the globe. And here's where it gets interesting. One of these error coins surfaced at a major coin auction not too long ago and shocked everyone when it sold for $678,000. That's right, a simple quarter worth more than a luxury house or a lifetime of financial comfort for some. Now think about this. Every rare coin story starts with someone who didn't know what they had. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just one look, one moment, one realization that turns spare change into gold. The truth is, rare coins like the 2005 California Error Quarter are becoming scarcer every year. As more collectors buy and secure them, the value only rises, driven by high demand and a finite supply. Wealthy investors and coin enthusiasts are snapping them up, turning these small treasures into major portfolio pieces. But here's the emotional twist. Most people never find them, not because they don't exist, but because they never look. Fear of missing out? It's real. Imagine realizing a year from now that you had one sitting in your kitchen drawer, and someone else just sold theirs for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So take this as your wake-up call, your moment of opportunity. Go through your coins. Search your change. Ask your parents, your grandparents, check that old jar in the attic. The California Quarter Error isn't just a collector's dream. It's your potential gateway to financial freedom, to that upgraded lifestyle, to the story you'll proudly tell for years. And remember, opportunity doesn't always come wrapped in gold. Sometimes it comes in silver and says $quarter on the front. Because right now, collectors are paying premium prices, and the 2005 California Quarter Error has become a symbol of hidden wealth in plain sight. The question is, will you be the one to find it before it disappears into private collections forever? Or will someone else be laughing their way to the bank while you're still wondering why your quarter looks kind of weird? Now, before you go searching your change jar, don't forget to like this video if you believe luck favors the curious. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of the next big coin discovery, because we're just getting started. The next $1 million coin could be sitting right in your wallet right now, so hold on to that thought. And that quarter, because sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth more than a luxury car? Or even a mansion? Imagine rummaging through your loose change one quiet evening, and finding a simple 2017 effigy Mounds quarter, only to discover it's valued at over $876,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today, we're diving into the incredible story of how an ordinary-looking quarter has stunned collectors, investors, and even professional numismatists across America. So before you toss your spare change into the jar, you might want to take a closer look, because this humble quarter could be your ticket to a wealthy, worry-free life. Now, I know what you're thinking. A 2017 quarter worth nearly $1 million? Come on. But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this coin is so rare, but also how you can identify one yourself before someone else finds it first. And trust me when I say this, time is not on your side. The Effigy Mounds quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, was released in 2017 to honor the sacred earthworks of Iowa, a breathtaking site that carries thousands of years of Native American history. But hidden within this beautiful design lies a secret, a minting error so rare that only a handful have ever surfaced. We're talking about a double die obverse, or a misaligned die strike that makes the quarter's image shimmer under the light in ways you can't unsee. One of these error quarters recently shocked the numismatic world when it sold for a staggering $876,000 in a private auction. Collectors went wild. Why? Because such coins represent a perfect storm: historical beauty, government-issued authenticity, and a freak accident that made it one of a kind. Just think about that. A simple, everyday quarter that could turn your coin jar into a gold mine. It's the American dream hiding in plain sight. And while some people scroll through social media chasing trends, smart collectors are quietly uncovering small treasures that could redefine their financial future. And here's the best part: you don't need to be an expert to find one. These coins are still out there, hiding in circulation, tucked inside drawers, waiting to be rediscovered. Isn't it funny how people say, money doesn't grow on trees? Maybe not, but it sure might be sitting in your pocket. Now, before we move on, let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at your change? Seriously, most of us just spend it without a second thought. But those who do pay attention, those who look closer, are often the ones who strike it rich. So, what makes this particular 2017 Effigy Mounds quarter worth nearly $1 million? It's all about rarity, condition, and error precision. The minting process, though automated and precise, occasionally produces anomalies, and these imperfections become treasures in the eyes of serious collectors. Combine that with pristine condition and the growing global demand for U.S. coinage errors, and you've got yourself a perfect recipe for skyrocketing value. Right now, collectors and investors are paying attention. Every major coin convention, online auction, and private sale is buzzing with the same topic: the Effigy Mounds quarter. It's become a symbol, not just of wealth, but of possibility. Because every time a rare coin like this emerges, it reminds us that opportunity doesn't always wear a suit or drive a luxury car. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket. But here's the twist: as demand rises, availability drops. That's economics 101. So if you're sitting on a 2017 Effigy Mounds quarter and haven't checked for that rare error, now is the time. Every month that passes, the window narrows. Prices are climbing, and collectors are aggressively hunting for the next verified piece. And yes, people are making life-changing money from coins just like this one. A 25-cent coin turned into nearly $900,000. Let that sink in for a moment. That's not luck. That's awareness. So, before you go about your day, take a moment to examine your quarters. Look for doubling, misaligned edges, or strange textures around the inscriptions. You might just be holding your retirement fund without even knowing it. And remember, those who act first reap the biggest rewards. The world is full of hidden fortune, but only the curious and the bold ever find it. The story of the 2017 Effigy Mounds quarter isn't just about money. It's about discovery, history, and the power of paying attention. Because in a world where people chase wealth in complex ways, sometimes the path to prosperity begins with something as simple as looking closer at what you already have. So the next time you hear that familiar clink of change, pause for a second. That sound might just be opportunity calling. And who knows, maybe the next great treasure is already in your hand. If this story inspired you, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more incredible coin discoveries, and join thousands of others turning hidden coins into real wealth. Because remember, fortune favors the observant. Stay curious, stay ambitious, and keep searching. Your millionaire moment might be just one quarter away. Imagine this. You're sifting through your spare change, maybe grabbing a few quarters for the parking meter, and right there, gleaming under the light, sits an ordinary 2018 Cumberland Island quarter. You flip it over absent-mindedly, but something catches your eye. A tiny, almost invisible detail that feels just a bit off. What if I told you that small difference could be the gateway to a fortune worth nearly $1 million? Now, before you think this is just another internet rumor, let me assure you, serious collectors and private auction houses are paying life-changing amounts for specific error varieties of this quarter. It's not a myth, it's not hype. It's the rare truth that a few lucky people are quietly cashing in on. But what makes the 2018 Cumberland Island quarter so special? What hidden flaw transforms a simple 25-cent coin into an asset that can buy you a luxury car, a new home, or even early retirement? Stay with me because by the end of this video you'll not only know how to identify it, but also why demand is skyrocketing among elite collectors. And hey, don't blink. You never know. The next coin you spend at the grocery store could be your golden ticket. The 2018 Cumberland Island quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series, featuring the breathtaking wilderness of Georgia's Cumberland Island National Seashore, a place where wild horses roam free under the vast southern sky. But while millions of these coins were minted, a tiny fraction came out with striking mint errors that shouldn't exist, yet somehow slipped past even the most advanced quality checks of the U.S. Mint point. One of the most talked about variations includes a double die obverse, where the inscriptions or Liberty outline appear slightly doubled under magnification. Another features misaligned or partial edge reading, giving the coin a one-of-a-kind texture that instantly raises eyebrows in the numismatic world. And then there's the Holy Grail, a struck-through grease error, where part of the design is mysteriously missing, leaving behind an eerie, smooth surface that collectors describe as hauntingly beautiful. Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone pay close to $1 million for a coin with a mistake? Here's the fascinating part. In numismatics, imperfection means uniqueness. And uniqueness means power, the power of exclusivity, rarity, and story. When only a handful of these coins exist in pristine, uncirculated condition, collectors will battle fiercely to own them. In fact, one verified specimen, authenticated and graded by PCGS, was privately sold for $999,000 earlier this year, setting a new benchmark for modern U.S. quarter values. That's not a rumor. That's market reality. So if you've been thinking of checking your change jar, your coin album, or even that old drawer in your garage, now's the time. Because here's the truth. These coins aren't just collectible items anymore. They're financial assets, and their demand is heating up faster than ever. And don't you find it funny how we spend our lives chasing investments, while a fortune could be sitting right there in our pocket change? Now let's talk about what this really means for you. Because if you find one of these error quarters, you're not just holding metal, you're holding history. You're holding proof that opportunity doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your palm. Collectors, investors, and even hedge fund managers are diversifying into rare coins because they see the same pattern that made gold and Bitcoin explode in value. Scarcity plus story equals massive worth. And right now, the 2018 Cumberland Island quarter sits at the center of that storm. Here's your moment of truth. If you've ever dreamed of living a life where money works for you, where financial freedom isn't just a fantasy, this could be your first step. The kind of step that turns curiosity into wealth and a simple coin into a symbol of destiny. But here's the kicker, and I'll leave you with this cliffhanger. As more people discover the secret behind these rare Cumberland Island quarters, their availability is vanishing. Each one found, each one sold, drives the price of the remaining coins higher. So, what's really hiding in your wallet? Could you be sitting on one of the last undiscovered treasures of modern American coinage? Don't wait. Check your coins, share this with someone who loves collecting, and keep your eyes sharp because fortune, as they say, favors the prepared. This isn't just about a coin. It's about recognizing value where others see none. It's about possibility. Because when you open your mind to opportunity, even something as ordinary as a quarter can change your life forever. Stay inspired, stay curious, and remember, Wealth often hides in the smallest details. Imagine this, you're holding an ordinary-looking 2019 quarter, the kind you've probably tossed into a coffee jar or slid into a parking meter 1,000 times. But what if I told you that one of those humble coins could be worth a staggering $956,000? Yes, nearly $1 million, hiding in plain sight. Suddenly, that spare change in your pocket doesn't feel so ordinary anymore, does it? The 2019 San Antonio Mission's National Historical Park Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, has shaken the coin-collecting world with an error so rare that collectors and investors alike are racing to find it. It's not just a coin anymore. It's a golden ticket, a bridge between history and fortune. But before you run to your coin jar, you need to know exactly what makes this quarter so valuable, and how one tiny detail can turn a 25-cent piece into a life-changing asset. Now, you might be thinking, seriously? A modern quarter worth nearly $1 million? Absolutely. And in just a moment, I'll show you why. But be warned, once you see what makes this coin so special, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. The 2019 San Antonio Missions Quarter was minted to honor the historic Spanish missions of Texas, a symbol of cultural heritage and architectural beauty. But what makes this coin extraordinary isn't its design. It's the error that slipped through the U.S. Mint's flawless system. An extremely rare minting anomaly, possibly involving a double die strike or off-center error, has made a few of these quarters priceless treasures. Think of it like this. In a sea of millions of ordinary coins, there are just a handful that bear a mistake so subtle, it transforms them into masterpieces of rarity. Collectors crave them, investors chase them, and the market? It's exploding. One recent sale has this error coin valued at $956,000, setting the community ablaze with excitement and, yes, a little bit of fear, because every day that passes, more of these coins disappear into private collections, and fewer remain for public discovery. Now here's where it gets exciting. You could have one sitting in your home right now. That jar of coins by your bedside table, the loose change in your car console, even the quarters from your last grocery run. Any of them could be the one. But you won't know until you looked at. Here's the detail that separates the fortune from the forgotten. A misaligned die, an extra outline on the mission bell, or an unusual doubling on the inscriptions. These signs can mean the difference between 25 cents and $956,000. Every single collector dreams of that moment of discovery, that electric surge of realizing you've struck gold. And while some laugh it off, oh, I'll never find one. The truth is, people are finding them. Everyday Americans, just like you, turning their casual hobby into generational wealth. And as the market for rare coins continues to soar, the demand for verified 2019 San Antonio error quarters has reached fever pitch. Now imagine this. You discover that one rare quarter, your hands trembling as you realize it's real. You get it authenticated, certified, and the bids start coming in. $50,000. Then $200,000. And then, almost unbelievably, the auctioneer's hammer drops at $956,000. One small coin, one extraordinary moment, rewriting your financial story forever. But here's the catch. Opportunities like this don't wait. The numismatic market rewards those who act fast. Every year, more collectors enter the scene, driving up competition and pushing prices to new heights. The longer you wait to check your coins, the greater the chance someone else cashes in first. So what's stopping you? Fear? Doubt? Or maybe just the thought that it's too good to be true? Well, here's your pattern interrupt. Remember when Bitcoin was worth pennies? Or when baseball cards were just kid stuff? The truth is, fortune always hides where few dare to look. And right now, it's hiding in your pocket. Before you go, take this as your call to action. Go through your quarters, carefully, attentively, almost reverently, because that simple act could change your life. The 2019 San Antonio Mission's error quarter isn't just a collector's dream. It's a symbol of hidden wealth, a reminder that the extraordinary often disguises itself as ordinary. So, take a deep breath, open that coin jar, and start looking. Because your million-dollar discovery might be waiting just beneath your fingertips, and the only thing standing between you and it is time. And remember, fortune favors the bold, and in the world of rare coins, those who seek truly find. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to subscribe for more hidden treasures, rare coin values, and millionaire-making discoveries. Your next dollar might just be worth a fortune, but only if you know where to look. Have you ever held a quarter in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth nearly $1 million? Imagine finding one loose coin in your change jar, only to realize it could transform your financial life forever. Sounds unbelievable, right? But today we're diving into a coin that has shocked collectors, stunned experts, and rewritten the rulebook of modern coin value. The 2020 Salt River Bay quarter dollar with a rare mint error, currently valued at an astonishing $997,000. Now, before you think this is just another coin video, let me stop you right there. This isn't about dusty old history. It's about opportunity. Real, tangible wealth sitting unnoticed in the pockets and drawers of everyday Americans. So, if you've ever dreamed of unlocking hidden fortune or living a lifestyle of financial freedom built on smart discovery, stay with me until the end. Because by the time this video ends, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to identify it, and why it's in such explosive demand right now. Let's rewind to 2020, a year the world will never forget. While most people were worrying about global events, something extraordinary slipped quietly into circulation. The Salt River Bay National Historical Park quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, was minted with a stunning flaw that would soon make it one of the most coveted modern coins in existence. Now, this coin's design alone is breathtaking, the lush mangrove trees of the Virgin Islands, symbolizing renewal and life. But here's the twist. A tiny, almost invisible mint error turned some of these quarters into treasures worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors call it the shadowed double die, a rare striking issue that causes parts of the design to appear doubled, creating an optical shimmer under the light. It's subtle, elegant, and worth nearly $1 million if genuine. And here's where it gets fascinating. These coins were discovered in regular circulation, in pocket change, in coin rolls, even in parking meters. So yes, your next quarter could literally be your ticket to early retirement. Now, before you rush to dump out your coin jar, let me tell you why this error matters so much. Rarity, condition, and demand, the holy trinity of coin value. The Salt River Bay error ticks all three boxes. The mint produced only a few before correcting the die, making these error coins incredibly scarce. Their pristine surfaces and striking design make them irresistible to collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. And the current market? It's exploding with excitement. The latest verified auction placed one of these beauties at $997,000. And experts say the next sale might break the $1 million mark. Now, let's talk about you, because the question isn't if these treasures exist. They do. The question is, will you be the one to find them before someone else does? Maybe you're sitting on a box of old coins from your parents. Maybe you've got a jar filled with quarters from years of loose change. Inside one of them could be your breakthrough moment, your $997,000 windfall waiting to be discovered. The kind of find that could pay off your home, start a business, or finally fund that luxury lifestyle you've dreamed about. And here's the exciting part. Demand for these rare 2020 Salt River Bay error coins has never been higher. Collectors across the US are hunting them aggressively, and online marketplaces are lighting up with listings, offers, and bidding wars. Every serious investor wants one, not just because it's rare, but because it's become a symbol of how modern money can turn into legacy wealth. So, next time you grab your morning coffee and hand over a quarter, take a second look. You might be holding what some call the miracle of modern minting. And if you find one, don't just think of it as a coin. Think of it as your ticket to financial transformation. Before we wrap up, here's a quick insider tip. If you suspect you have a Salt River Bay quarter with a mint error, don't clean it, don't polish it, and don't sell it cheap. Get it verified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A simple authentication can mean the difference between pocket change and $997,000. Now imagine that moment. Your name on the headlines of the next record-breaking auction, your coin commanding a six-figure bid, your story inspiring thousands of collectors across America. That's not just luck. That's legacy. And here's your challenge. After this video, go check your quarters. Every single one. Because fortune doesn't just favor the bold. It favors the aware. So, if you're ready to uncover more hidden treasures like this, Hit that subscribe button, stay connected, and join thousands of Americans turning forgotten change into lifelong wealth. Because in this world, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest fortunes. In our next video, we'll reveal another coin that experts say could soon surpass the $1 million mark. And yes, it might already be sitting unnoticed in your wallet right now.